Are you ready to have an amazing 2020? It all starts with goal setting. In this video today, we're going to run through 2 steps. That's right, 2 simple steps to set up and accomplish your goals. Now, just because it's a new year doesn't mean it's the only time that we create goals, right? You do it in the new year, start of a new month, the start of a week, maybe a new campaign. So these tips are meant to be used throughout the year. So let's get started. Hit subscribe. I want to make sure that you have the best resources to create an amazing social media strategy this year. I have a 2-step simple plan to review with you guys today, and I highly recommend utilizing a third-party program like Sprout Social to track all of your social media analytics throughout your goals. If you don't have a third-party platform, another one's Hootsuite or Buffer, that's okay. The native social media platforms have analytics within them. It's just much more of a manual process. So down below, I do have a link to Sprout Social. You can sign up for a 30-day free trial. Again, you can utilize other programs as well or utilize the native platforms themselves. So that's just kind of food for thought. And step 1 is to create a Be Smart social media goal. And what do I mean by that? You might be very familiar with a traditional SMART goal. SMART, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. The B stands for business objective. I think so often we forget that the reason that we're doing this goal is to reach a business goal or a business objective in mind. And a lot of times that's what our bosses have in mind for us as well. So Be Smart goals are what we're going to talk about today and how to set those up. First things first is the business objective. So that means start by outlining what you want the business outcome to be. An example of this that I have is I want to increase my website traffic this year. So my objective is to reach more business inquiries and boost the knowledge of my services to nonprofit and purpose-driven marketing professionals by increasing my web traffic. So that's my business objective. Now let's lay down the SMART goals. So S stands for specific. Write just one sentence that's very specific about your goal. It's clear, it's defined. My example is in January, I want to increase my website traffic through Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. That's it. The month of January, I want to increase my website traffic, and I list the specific social platforms that I want to use to help me achieve that goal. So that's my specific line. Number 2, measurable. This is where you want to assign a metric to your goal, a specific percentage or a number increase, right? So in my case, I want to increase my year-over-year January website traffic by 50%. So that means I'm looking at Google Analytics at last year, at January 2019, what was my website traffic then? And I want to increase that by 50%. Now for you, this could be, I want to increase social followers. I want to increase the donations. I want to increase the amount of content I produce. It can be a range of whatever your goal is, but in this case, you want to assign a number, okay? Number 3, achievable. So read your last 2 sentences. Do they sound achievable to you? Do you have the time, the resources, the bodies to be able to accomplish that work? If the answer is yes, keep going. If the answer is no, maybe you were a little bit too big on your first dream here and your first goal. Go back, think about them a bit more. How can you make sure that it's something that you can actually accomplish and achieve? Number 4, realistic. So this is where, with the time and resources, what will you use, and are those realistic to you? So as an example of the difference between achievable and realistic, so I said yes, my goal is achievable. And realistic for me to reach my goal is to post 1 new blog and 1 video each week. And I will try organically at first and then possibly add paid spend if I'm not reaching my website traffic views that I want. So do you see the difference? So achievable is this goal accomplishable? Realistic is what is the realistic tactical ways that I'm going to get there, okay? And then lastly, in the SMART goal is T. And that stands for time sensitive and timely. So you want to make sure that you don't set a goal that's going to take you forever to reach without being able to focus and look at where you are and adjust and iterate. So my goal is to achieve 50% increased website traffic by the end of January, so January 31st. So in your case, you just want to make sure that you have short-term and long-term goals, but you're always able to look back and assess them, right? So that's your Be Smart goal. Your business objective, whether a goal is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Okay? Now, the second step to this process, and what is the most important, is you need to set calendar follow-ups for yourself, right? So in my instance, my goal is a month long. So every week, I'm gonna go back and see, okay, have I increased my web traffic this week? How? For me, I'm gonna go into Google Analytics and see through Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, which platform is working, right? Where's my audience really craving this content that I'm putting out? And then maybe instead of pushing out content on all those platforms, I'm just gonna focus on one or two. And then that helps me iterate and tweak to try and reach that 50% increase goal. But I am setting in my calendar on my computer and in my planner, it literally says, check up on your goal. Follow up. It's 15 minutes of scheduled time, and Marie Forleo is a big mentor of mine, and I look up to her, and she says, if you don't schedule something, it's most likely not going to happen, right? So in order for your goals to actually happen, you need to set a date for them. You need to put something in your planner. So guys, that's it. That's the 2 steps. Write your Be Smart goal. Set your dates, weekly, monthly, whenever your end goal is, to follow up and make sure that your process is on track. And I want to see your Be Smart goals. So please post them in the comments below. Send me on Instagram, Positive Equation, and subscribe here and click down below to head over to the blog that outlines everything we just talked about. If you're a learner that needs to see things more visual, you can check it out there. And I'll see you next time.